All right, we got this haircut. We back on camera. Why ain't y'all tell me I was looking that rough, man, when I was doing that other video? Like, I was looking bad, but that don't even matter no more. My barber got me right. We back. Let's go ahead and get into it. What to do? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Elijah James from Elijah James TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another UFC breakdown. Today we'll be talking about UFC 321, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane in Abu Dhabi for the heavyweight championship of the world. And this card is stacked, let me tell you, from top to bottom. We got good fights. We got a good co-main now, finally crowned a new strawweight champion in the women's division. And you know, we got some competitive fights, so I want to go ahead and get into it. As always, y'all know the drill, man. Go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and please follow the Instagram at Elijah James TV. I beg you, please follow the Instagram. That's where I'm posting everything. Even if I'm not doing a video, I'm posting all types of content. For example, I didn't do a video on UFC 320, and I'm kind of mad at myself because we swept. We brought the brooms out, we swept. We had Pereira in the main event. We had Merab in the co-main. We had Jiri with that crazy knockout over Khalil Roundtree. We had Yusuf Zalal. I didn't think he was gonna win like that, but we had Yusuf Zalal. We had Joe Piper, and we had another couple wins on that card. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and follow that Instagram, man. I'm over here trying to bring some money to y'all pockets. Also on top of that, not only we got UFC, but we are in peak sports season right now. We got the NBA that just kicked off. NFL, we in week 8. The NBA, I will be bringing you NBA videos soon, but the season just started and I already seen some bullshit and it's only day 2. But the season just started. I want to let the season go on a little bit more before I start bringing NBA breakdowns. But all in all, please make sure that you follow the Instagram. Like I said, that's at Elijah James TV on Instagram, also on YouTube, and then the TikTok is at easy_1K. So make sure that y'all get in with me. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into it. I know y'all ain't trying to hear me yap about whatever I got going on. Y'all want to know about the picks, man. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it to you. And I'm only doing the main card picks. I'm not going to lie, I'm a semi-casual. I'm starting to get good at this thing. So I'm not confident enough to do the full card. I'm still learning some fighters as we go. But the main card fighters, I'm typically on game. So let's go ahead and get to the main card. First fight on the card, we are in the light heavyweight division. We got Azmat Mirzakhanov taking on Alexander Rakic. And this is an interesting fight.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, baby. I want to start with Alexander Rakic because he's an interesting fighter. So he's currently on a 3-fight losing skid. He had that injury against Jan Blachowicz. He took that loss against Ankalaev, and then he got melted by Jiri in a fight that I believe that he was actually winning. But as we just seen from UFC 320, you never truly winning against Jiri, bro. This man is a different, like, he calls himself a warrior. Or in a samurai, like, I believe it, bro. He is different. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. So we have Rakic that has lost to 3 of the best of the best in the division. He's a freak. Like, if you're talking about what I think a light heavyweight champion should look like, is Alexander Rakic. He is 6'4", chiseled, built, big legs, whatever the case may be. He has the making to be a champion, but he just hasn't put it together. He's a technical fighter. He fights from the outside, and he uses that range to his advantage. He throws a lot of leg kicks. I've never seen a light heavyweight, like I said, I'm kind of new, but I've never seen a light heavyweight throw so many leg kicks, but he utilizes them well. He throws them to the body. He'll mix in a head kick from here and there, but he does all of his striking from range. He's never going to get into a brawl with you unless he feels like you're hurt. The research that I did, I seen that he is training at John Jones's gym. So he's fighting other fighters almost the same size as him. So I can't name the fighters that's exactly in the gym, but if you find at John Jones' gym, I'm pretty sure there's some heavyweight, light heavyweights, and some big middleweights is in that gym. I want to talk about more of Rakic inside of the cage. Like I said, he's a technical fighter. He stays on the outside. But one thing I noticed, he's a technical striker, but he really doesn't move his head that well. Outside of the Jiri fight, though, I will say he does have a pretty good chin, surprisingly. He was taking some shots from Ankalaev that I was like, that should have put you out, bro. But he has a pretty good chin, so he is durable outside the Jan Blachowicz fight because, you know, he blew out his knee. But with fighting Mirzakhanov, that's definitely going to be an issue because that boy got power in his hands. I'll get to him in a little bit. But he kind of keeps his head center line. He'll move it occasionally, but especially when he's engaging and the other fighter throws back, he kind of leaves his head still, and that's going to be a problem. Another thing, he has decent wrestling. He's a pretty strong dude. Like I said, he's 6'4", you weigh 205, so I would assume you have some type of good wrestling. Against Anthony Smith, he did show a level of grappling, so that's always there for him, so that's a good thing. But yeah, like I said, he really uses his range and his size and his height to his advantage. He keeps people at bay with that long frame. He throws out a nice jab. He throws out a nice leg kick, a teep kick. But sometimes I feel like he doesn't have the power in his hands. I feel like he will tag somebody and it'll be a good combination, and it just kind of, and I'm talking specifically the Jerry fight. He was tagging Jerry up. He was tagging him up, but it felt like Jerry was just walking through it. He was just kind of like, I don't care. These punches ain't hurting me, so I'm about to start walking you down. And that's exactly what Jerry started doing later on in the fight. But he's a pretty durable fighter, tall, lanky, good striker, and he's fought some of the best competition in this weight class. So now let's move on to Asmat Mirzakhanov, and this dude has been on fire. I think he's undefeated. I think he's in the 5-fight win streak in the UFC right now. He's coming off of a knockout win against Rivero, and I watched that fight, and that happened not too long ago. I watched that fight, bro. Rivero had no business being in the cage with Mirzakhanov, bro. Mirzakhanov, he's one of them ones. Like, if he touches you, you're going to sleep. His fighting style, he has a bouncy stance. I wouldn't call it point fighting, but he's very light on his feet, especially for his build and his size. He's very light on his feet, which is highly impressive. He's a southpaw. He got some big power in his hands, man. He has some nice combinations too. Another thing, one thing I do want to give credit to Mirzakhanov for is that a lot of these big power punchers, they rely on that one punch, and then that's all they're looking for. No, he throws combos. So he's coming in, he'll throw a jab, he'll throw a hook, and then he'll come with that huge overhand that he catches a lot of people with. So he mixes in the combinations to start tagging up some people. He's not just looking for that one-shot KO, even though he has the potential. And we've seen with some of the fights, he can tag taller opponents. He's only 5'10". I'm 5'10". And I can only imagine if I fight somebody that's 6'4", 6'5", but he still finds a way to get that chin. And that's where you see him utilize that big overhand. Like, he throws a nasty overhand, especially if he gets into like a flurry with somebody. That overhand will come out of nowhere, tag you on the chin, and now you're rocked. And while in those wild exchanges, if he doesn't connect with a punch, he'll clinch you up. He'll clinch you up, very strong dude. He'll throw in some knees, he'll throw in some elbows and get you in the clinch if he can't get you with the punches. I've seen that in a couple of fights. I've seen that he has a decent leg kick as well. He'll throw it from time to time, but I mean, to be truly honest, he's utilizing his fist. And if he gets you on the ground, good luck, because this dude is getting you the hell out of there. Like, we see a lot of fighters that don't have finisher potential. I'll throw Rakic in there, to be truly honest. Sometimes they don't have the finisher potential. Nah, this dude, if he gets you on the ground, he's throwing hammer fists, he's throwing elbows, he's trying to get you the hell out of there. One thing I will say is that because he throws such powerful shots, he can sometimes gas out later on in the fight. And this is where the breakdown between the two comes in. So as I just said, Rakic, 6'4", technical fighter. Mirzakhanov, he's 5'10", powerful hitter. If we get to the middle of round 2 and Mirzakhanov hasn't knocked out Rakic by then this is Rakic's fight. I'm not gonna lie, when I first seen the matchup, my brain told me Mirzakhanov, but my gut was like Rakic. Because think about it. Rakic, although he's on a 3-fight losing streak, he has fought the best of the best. Who has Mirzakhanov fought? Like, realistically, in terms of an Ankalaev and a Jiri and a Jan Blach, I can't say this man's name. I'm just saying Jan. But between them three, who has Mirzakhanov fought that's anywhere near any of those three? Nobody. Nobody at all. And then you got to think about it. Like I said earlier, I'm 5'10". I can only imagine fighting a dude that's 6'4". He's going to be running around me the whole time, using his length and size to his advantage. And like I said, that's Rakic's game already. So you got a 6'4" dude that likes to fight from the outside versus a 5'10" powerful but short dude his path to victory is by knockout. I think Mirzakhanov is really gonna have a hard time finding Rakic's chin. I think Rakic is gonna pump out the jab, he's gonna pump out the leg kicks, he's gonna stay on the outside, be very technical. It might be a boring fight because sometimes Rakic can be very boring because he's playing the safe route. Like I said, he's not really looking for the finish. However, though, I think this is going to be a very technical fight. We're going to see Rakic get back on the scorecards. So I got Rakic winning this fight against Mirzakhanov by decision. Next fight on the card, we got a heavyweight matchup. We got Alexander Volkov versus JL10 Almeida. and a pretty interesting fight in terms of stylistically. I want to start with Volkov. Bro, this man is 6'7". Why are you not playing ball for the Los Angeles Lakers, bro? You are 6'7" and you decided to fight in the UFC. That's neither here nor there because he'll beat my ass. That's all that matters. But for a dude that tall, he moves very well. For a dude that big, he has very good mobility. He has very good mobility and he is like very coordinated. Sometimes you see those people that are like overly tall and they're very uncoordinated. No, Volkov is actually proportioned and he has great mobility and stand up for his size. He has a nice jab with that long reach. He has power in his hands. And he also has good grappling too. People underrate his grappling. I mean, I know he got his arm almost snapped in half by Tom Aspinall, but outside of that, he has very good grappling. We've seen it in the Cyril Gane fight that he should have won. Let me go off track for a little bit. This main card should really be Tom Aspinall versus Alexander Volkov 2, to be truly honest. I don't know what drugs the judges was on in that Volkov versus Gane fight, but I watched that fight. Round 1, I gave it to Gane. Gane actually did have a good round 1. Round 2 and 3 was easily Volkov. Like the last 2 minutes of round 3 was them just like laying on each other's side looking at him, but Gane did absolutely nothing to take that third round from Volkov. So it really should be Volkov versus Aspinall right now in the main event, but that's neither here nor there. But we've seen Volkov evolve over the years as him becoming a fighter. Before, he was just a tall dude that semi knew how to fight. Now he's actually a force. Like, I honestly think, in my personal opinion, I think Volkov versus Aspinall will be a way more entertaining fight than Gane versus Aspinall because we've seen Volkov's boxing and stand-up get a lot better. It seemed like he got more aggressive with it. Like, I think he's starting to realize, not necessarily realize, but he's starting to take advantage of him being that big. And that can sometimes be overwhelming for people. Because think about it, you got a 6'7" dude that weighs over 225 pounds charging at you with ill intent. That's terrifying. Now, on the other side, we got a wrestling monster, man. We got a wrestling beast in Jailton Almeida. He honestly should be a light heavyweight, but he just doesn't feel like cutting, so he's a heavyweight. Probably easily, hands down, the best wrestler and grappler in the division. That's his game plan. It's no secret. He wants to get you to the ground. He wants to lay on you, and he's going to look for the submission. He does have some power in his hands. We did see with the Spivak fight that he was able to tag him on the feet. But even before that, he had Spivak on the floor, dragging him around. He has great reversals. He can actually do well if he's on the bottom position. I mean, I don't want to repeat it too much. He's easily the best heavyweight grappler, easily. But sometimes he relies too much on the grappling. And this is where I got to start being a hater. I'm not going to lie. I don't like being this guy, especially when it comes to the breakdown. But I'm lucky at Jailton. I made a hater. I'm not going to lie, y'all. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good entertainment. Nobody wants to see that. Like, y'all already big as shit. So you're just gonna drag each other on the floor and roll around and that's it? That's your fighting game plan? Like, no, if we looking at heavyweights, we want to see violence. We want to see hands being thrown. We want to see knockouts, so on and so forth. Granted, it is MMA, mixed martial arts, so I get that. But come on, man. Like, all this damn grappling, bro. Like, I can understand if you have some grappling, but you mix in the stand-up and have decent stand-up. This man doesn't look to stand up at all. He wants to shoot, he wants to get you on the ground, and he wants to submit you. Like I said, not necessarily an issue in terms of a game plan. It's just not good TV, good entertainment to watch, but can't hate on it. But we seen that grappling cost him a little bit in that Curtis Blades fight. He was ragdolling Curtis Blades for like the first 5 minutes. Do not get me wrong, but Curtis Blades caught him while he was trying to shoot and started throwing elbows to his damn dome. Another thing too, when he's on the ground and if he's on top, I'm not going to say he does no damage, but it's very minimal damage. Like, he's more so trying to look to get into the right position for the choke, more so than ground and pound. Now, if the opportunity is there, he's a big, strong dude. He will definitely take it. But he's not really looking for ground and pound. He wants to choke you out. He wants to choke you out. So in terms of the matchup, you got to think. Like I said, Jailton Almeida, I believe he's like 6'2", 6'3", 225 plus or whatever the case may be. Volkov is going to be the biggest person that he has fought ever. 6'7", 225 plus versus 6'3". Granted, with Volkov being 6'7", it may make it a little bit easier to get the takedown. But we've seen Volkov has pretty good takedown defense, especially in that Gane fight. Gane was able to take him down like a couple of times, I think. But for the rest of the fight, he stuffed a lot of them. So I think if Volkov finds a way to stuff these takedowns, keep Almeida on the feet, and even if they do get on the ground, like I said, Volkov is pretty good on the ground. But if he's able to hold his own on the ground, stuff these takedowns and keep this fight standing, I got Volkov winning all day. I like Volkov a lot. I think he's due for a win, man. Like, he really got robbed in that Gane fight, and I think some good karma is coming his way. And like I said, maybe this pick is just me being a hater, but I'm good on Almeida, man. Like, I think he's definitely always going to be in title contention because he is that good. I'm not trying to see that shit, bro. You too big that you only just went on to lay on people, bro. Throw some fucking hands. Bro, so for my final prediction, I got Volkov winning this one probably by decision. If it plays out, it's a 3-round fight. You know, he's going to be trying to avoid Almeida's takedowns and everything like that. But don't be surprised if Volkov knocks his ass out. If he keeps this on the feet, we could easily see some ground and pound. We could easily see some ground and pound from Volkov. I'm a big Volkov believer. I want Volkov to win this fight. All right, moving up on the main card. Up next, we got the feature fight of the night between Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Mario Bautista. I'm not going to waste your time, man. Umar's going to win. Let me not do that. 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 Let me put some respect on Mario Bautista's name. He is very, 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 very underrated. Like, he gets overlooked a lot, and I honestly don't know why, because I think he's like on a 5-6 fight win streak or something like that. But in all of the fights that he's been overlooked. Don't get me wrong. I'm one of the people that had Patchy Mix over Mario Bautista. And boy, did we all learn our lesson. And then what Patchy Mix just did just not too long. No, let me get started on Patchy Mix, bro. He needs to be out of the UFC. He is fucking terrible. He'll probably beat my ass, but I ain't a UFC fighter, bro. You need to fight them motherfuckers, bro. He fucking sucks. I'm sorry. But Mario Bautista is very, very, very underrated. He gets overlooked a lot. But in this fight, I mean, I think it's just two different classes, man. Like, I hear a lot of people say, if it wasn't for Umar gassing out against Merab, he probably would have beat Merab in that fight. It's a lot of ifs, ands, and woulda, coulda, shoulda, and everything like that. But I semi-agree. Like, Umar is very good. I just think he's a level above Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista is good. I think he'll give anybody else in the division some issues. But I think Umar, like, this is a setup fight. This is to propel Umar to... I think Umar needs to get this fight. I think he may need one more and then see what's going on with Merab again for a part 2. So, yeah, I got Umar probably winning this fight. I don't know. I would say I think he has finisher potential. But if I was to bet my money, I would say Umar by decision. Now we get to the co-main event of the evening in the women's strawweight division. This is for the vacant strawweight title ever since... Zhang Weili moved up. Now she's gonna fight Shevchenko. But now we have Verna. People say Jandiroba. I don't know how. It said how the way I look at it. It says Jandiroba. Verna Jandiroba. We got Verna Jandiroba taking on Mackenzie Dern for the women's strawweight title. They fought once before in 2020, and I watched that fight, and I was analyzing that fight. Mackenzie Dern clearly has the better stand-up. She has the better hands. She has the better stand-up. And that I'm talking specifically only this fight. She had the better stand-up. And I think she honestly had the better jiu-jitsu as well. Like, Mackenzie Dern is a well-known, decorated BJJ artist. I think she's a three-time black belt, something like that. But you could see Jandiroba, she didn't want no parts of getting on the ground with Mackenzie Dern. And I kind of understand because Mackenzie Dern is nasty on the floor. Like, she's very nasty. She'll do some damage. She's always looking for a submission, so on and so forth. But to get more back into the 2020 fight, the Jandiroba that we seen in 2020 versus the Jandiroba we see now, completely different. Like, in 2020, she was swinging wild. She was just darting, throwing some crazy shit. And she would tag Mackenzie Dern from time to time, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it wasn't calculated, but it was more so like, I'm gonna throw some flurries and see what the hell happens type of thing. Versus now, very more relaxed, very more calm. I think her striking has gotten a lot better. This is 5 years ago, y'all. Fighters evolve. She looks way better than what she looked like in 2020. Versus Mackenzie Dern, I think she also looks better. In that 2020 fight, she was always on the forward pressure, trying to get to Jandiroba to strike with her. Now she's a little bit more, I ain't gonna say controlled, but she's not as forward pressing. She's not as forward pressing as she was in that 2020 fight. In that 2020 fight, she was moving forward at all times. She wanted all the smoke with Jandiroba. And you can see Jandiroba was kind of, I wouldn't say running away, but she was fighting on the outside, trying to stay away because she was afraid of the takedown. This time around, I don't think that's gonna be the case. I feel like the Jandiroba 2020 to Jandiroba 2025 has made way more improvements versus Mackenzie Dern 2020 to Mackenzie Dern 2025. Mackenzie Dern is actually very good, but I don't know, man. I just feel like I think it's Jandiroba's time. She's the more aggressive woman. I feel like she's way more physical than Mackenzie Dern. Granted, Mackenzie Dern does have some quality wins. She did beat Amanda Ribas, but I think that was a not washed up Ribas, but it wasn't prime Ribas that she submitted. I don't think that was a prime Ribas, and Ribas was actually getting to her a little bit. Versus Jandiroba, she made Amanda Lemos look easy. I watched that fight in the car heading to work. She made me some money along with Sean Brady. I think he fought in that card as well. She made easy work at Amanda Lemos. And Amanda Lemos beat Mackenzie Dern. Not to use MMA math, but I think it makes sense in this case because we've seen the evolution of Jandiroba. And it's surprising to me that she's an underdog. I think she opened up as a favorite, but now she's an underdog. And I hear a lot of other MMA talking heads say it. They say they want Mackenzie Dern to be the champ, so because she's more marketable. She got a fat ass, she got a pretty face, so on and so forth. Versus Jandiroba, shit. That's Rob Snyder right there, man, with the cockeye. Like, y'all seen that movie Rango? Let me stop, because I did see a video where she said she was self-conscious, got bullied about her eye, but I mean, I'm a crack a joke or two. God damn. If you want me to pick, it's going to be a very, very close fight. I think stylistically they match up well. I think they both knew that they were going to see each other again, but I think this is Jandiroba's time, y'all. I think Jandiroba's going to take this fight. I see her being the more aggressive person. I feel like they cancel each other out on the ground. It's going to be on the feet that's my concern. I feel like Mackenzie Dern, she is the better striker, but I feel like Jandiroba's striking has gotten way better. So I feel like she can give her some problems. And Jandiroba strikes to get you on the ground. So it's going to be a tough one. I could very easily be wrong. And if I was wrong in this fight, I kind of wouldn't be surprised because Mackenzie Dern is good. I just feel like it is Jandiroba's time. I feel like she's going to have a revenge chip on her shoulder. No, I'm pretty sure she's been studying the hell out of that 2020 fight, been studying the hell out of Mackenzie Dern recently. Another thing, Mackenzie Dern, it seems like she really slows down as the fight goes on as well. Like in a couple of round threes, even in the 2020 fight and in the Ribas fight that I watched recently, she slows down a lot in the third quarter, like end of the third quarter. She slows down a lot in the third round, especially like the end of the second round going into the third round, she's gassed. Not gassed, but you could tell that the energy has dipped down a lot, which is kind of like duh, but like you can see she gets a little bit sloppy with her punches a little bit. And I feel like if Jandiroba could keep her gas tank in check in a 5-round fight, take this thing to deep waters, we could possibly see a submission. I don't think so. I think this goes to the judges, but we could possibly see a submission from Jandiroba. But for my official prediction, I'm going to pick Virna Jandiroba by decision to become the new strawweight women's title holder. Now we move to the main event of the evening between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Tom Aspinall wins. But I do want to say this, though. So I think this will be Tom's, not necessarily his toughest fight, but we'll finally see what Tom looks like outside of the first round. I think Gane does pose a decent stand-up and what's the term I'm looking for? Elusiveness, I guess the word is, to his fighting style. Like he's a big body. He's very good on his feet. He's light on his feet. He can move around, and he can strike a little bit. And I don't think Tom is just gonna charge at him because Gane has some decent stand-up. And I don't think Tom is trying to get knocked out in the first round. So in my personal opinion, I got a lot of people saying this is going to end in the first round. I think we at least get to the second round. Now, how much farther after that, that's left to be said. But I think Gane does pose somewhat of a threat to get out of the first round. He has decent kickboxing. We just seen in that Volkov fight that he displayed some type of ground game before. That was his big knock. But now like he showed that he has some type of a decent ground game. So he's been working on it, which is a good thing. But I think in this fight, it's not going to matter, man. I think Tom Aspinall is hands down the best heavyweight in this planet. John Jones had a chance to, solidify himself as the best heavyweight. He's already the GOAT, but he had a chance to solidify himself as the best heavyweight. But he ran, man. He ran that man off into retirement. Let's keep it a buck. And now I think this is just the Tom Aspinall reign. This is Aspinall's time to shine. I'm not going to, make this all complicated or whatever. You have some people out there on YouTube that's trying to be contrarian or whatever and be like, I'm gonna pick Ciryl Gane. Bro, by the time we get to the second round or the end of the first round, you're gonna see that Ciryl Gane is not gonna win this damn fight. If he does, I will be so shocked, and in the next video, I would say I'm a dumbass and I'm completely wrong, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. I think Tom Aspinall is gonna go out there and win this fight. Could be by knockout, could be by submission, regardless of whatever it is, Tom Aspinall to win this fight by finish. And that's it, y'all. That's gonna do it for this video. I feel like I'm personally getting better at seeing some of these fights and getting better at these breakdowns and, you know, putting my thoughts together. I'm patting myself on the back a little bit, so excuse me for a bit. But we still in the beginning process of this. I think this is only my third UFC breakdown. I mean, fourth if you count 320, but my third video breaking down the UFC. And I feel myself getting a little bit better at breaking these things down. So please let me know in the comments if I sound like I'm talking stupid, because as I said in the beginning, I'm semi-casual, but I'm starting to understand the UFC a little bit more. And I'm feeling a lot more confident getting on cam, talking to you guys and giving my opinions on some of these fights. But that's gonna do it, everybody. Please leave a like, please leave a comment if I sound stupid, and please subscribe to the channel. Please follow me on Instagram for all of my content. I post parlays, I post funny shit, I post when I'm gonna drop these videos, so on and so forth. Remember, that's at Elijah James TV. That's also this YouTube, and then the TikTok is easy_1K. Please follow your boy. Please come along this journey with me. I got an NFL breakdown that's gonna drop probably on Saturday after the fight, because we got an early fight. I think it's at 10 a.m. The main card starts at 10 a.m. But I'm gonna bring that video to y'all soon. I appreciate y'all staying tuned with me. Thank y'all. Peace.